I just had another scheduled Zoom meeting with a 40-year-old restaurant that's near bankruptcy. And we are making some progress, but they are fighting me every step of the way. Every step of the way, they're fighting me. They've agreed that we should hire 3 social media managers to help them build the content they haven't been creating for the past 10 or 20 years. So that was a major step forward. Tried to, get the carpet changed as soon as possible because it's getting old and ratty. It was a very expensive carpet, 25 or 30 years ago, but since, a lot of traffic and wine stains and traffic and beer being spilt on it and stuff like that, it doesn't smell very nice, but they try and keep it clean. They try and clean it on a regular basis, but it's still not perfect. Couldn't get a go ahead on painting the cherry wood paneling because everything's dark. They must have spent over $2 million designing and building this restaurant more than 40 years ago because it looks very expensive, but it also looks very dated. It doesn't show that they're keeping up with the times. It doesn't show that they're, making progress. It looks like they're stuck, in World War II era. But it's a beautiful place, great place to dine. The food still hasn't changed. And that's one of the major battles that I'm fighting right now. And they say, well, we don't have money to buy more expensive steaks and better quality food, and because we don't have the clientele. But, it's chicken and the egg. So because if a client comes in and pays an exorbitant amount of money for a steak dinner, and then leaves dissatisfied and leaves another mediocre review, all the work that we're doing on social media is not going to help us. So which comes first, the chicken or the egg? And what do you create a great menu? Do you create great food first before you start marketing? Or do you start marketing, then use that money to create great food? You have to invest in great food. If you're going to a great restaurant, if you're going to a fine dining restaurant and you don't get it, you're not going to get a second chance, right? So the battles that I'm having, a small battle of, 3 social media managers, so at least we can start building content. But if the content starts paying off, or when the content starts paying off and they come into mediocre food, what happens? So I told them that, the money that they spent to remortgage the property for the 4th time was really to pay suppliers and pay wages, back wages and stuff like that. So it did nothing to move them forward. It did nothing to, help them build a reputation or get a client list or clients in. So it was not money that was well spent, or they didn't get enough to really move them forward. We need to change the branding. We need to do renovations. We need to change the flooring. We need to change the chandeliers, because even though they're very expensive chandeliers, it makes them stuck in 40 years ago. People want to know that you're keeping up with the times. Then you're getting modern technology, the best chefs and the best food and everything else. And if you don't give them that impression on the subconscious level, then they're not going to leave and leave a great review, right? So, and the other issue that we have is, how do we change their mindset, right? Because their mindset is what made them get stuck in the first place. And even if I bring in investors to revitalize the restaurant, who's making decisions, right? Because the new investor is going to want to know that they have control over the future of this restaurant and bring it back to a stellar level, because they enjoyed great success in the past. It used to take 3 to 6 months, for a reservation. 6 months if you wanted a Saturday night. 4 or 5 months if you wanted a Friday night. If you wanted a Monday night, yeah, you could have a reservation fairly easy, or you could sit at the bar anytime. And they're spoiled. They keep thinking, okay, that's going to come back. That's going to come back. We've had this success in the past. We've built it in the past, and it will come back, right? So this is what I'm battling right now. The mindset that will happen again. It's just the economy. Leo, it's just the economy. This is going to come back. Our clients are not on social media, right? So the fact that they, gave me a little bit of rope to test out or prove to them the social media is where they need to be and create credibility and trust and attention, because they used to have a lot of attention before. Now they don't have it. They're irrelevant. They are irrelevant. They're seen as an overpriced restaurant that's stuck on their laurels from 30 years ago. And that's what a lot of reviews say. And we're trying to communicate with the people who wrote the reviews to see if they will come back. But that's not going to work. Our best hope is to use artificial intelligence, social media, TikTok. Like I said, my videos get me in front of 20 million future potential clients every 10 to 14 days on TikTok alone, without using other social media. So we should be using, if we had the budget, and maybe that's what we need to do. We need to create content to find investors so we have the budget to do what we need to do the renovations, the redesign, the branding and differentiation, and create enough buzz to get the restaurant reopened. We need a grand reopening, but we need to do something very substantial in order to do that. The review sites are really, really not working. Because we don't have the attention. We still have the old reviews, right? So I'm looking for ideas. Restaurant owners, what do I need to do, say, or what conversation do I need to have with these owners to tell them or to show them they need to change, or else they're going to keep going down on the spiral, because I don't think they're going to do a fifth, refinance of their home, because their wives are getting tired of this, and it's not fair to them, right? So I need ideas. How can I convince these people that, this restaurant, this legacy, this destination restaurant needs another chance, but it needs a proper chance. Not little things are not going to create long-term change. So post yes below if you find yourself in a similar situation, you need help, or you have some ideas to share. I would love to hear your thoughts, because, I'm banging my head against a brick wall and I'm starting to get bruises. So post yes below. Please give me some ideas. We'll talk soon. Take care.